Hiya, welcome to my Compound Life. I'm your host, Jonathan. Good to see you. This is a channel where we build assets, we build great habits to manage our assets, and most importantly, we all build freedom, financial freedom for all of us. So you can see it's a magnificent weather here in the Midlands today. So shades up. It's good, and it's good to see you. Thanks for watching. Before we kind of progress, please hit the like, hit subscribe. I'm only on my 11 subscribers. If you can really help me out, I really appreciate on that. So hit subscribe, leave a comment and let me know who you are, whether you're my 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, or the 20-year subscribers. I kind of find it really difficult when after I've exceeded 10 subscribers, it doesn't seem to pick up, right? So although I'm on 11s, I haven't been receiving much subscribes over the past few days, especially the fact that, I've changed and started to, produce more video on a daily basis. So really appreciate if you can help a small content creator like myself to get to where I want to be. Okay, so today we're gonna have a daily Bitcoin update. Before we progress, let's quickly take a look at the market. Bitcoin price at present, at the time of recording, right, it's at 93,000. Okay, so we are the 3rd of December, early-ish morning. We are already 93,000. I think Bitcoin definitely rebounds really well, especially after the 1st of December collapse from, I think, 93,000 dropped to about 82,000. So it definitely did well, but we'll get into explaining why it did well. Okay, so and at the same time, apart from me giving daily updates video, I think there has been some good movement on Bitcoin. I'll also be giving some of my point of view on what I'll be doing next. Okay, so fear and greed index, we are currently at 22. Okay, in comparison to yesterday, it was still extreme fear of 16. Compared to last week, definitely some improvement of 15. But overall, we are still in fear type of situation, right? Let me know. Drop a comment. Are you in fear, or are you extremely bullish or bearish, right? So let me know in the comment what you think, right? It's always good to hear some feedback. Okay. But also let's quickly look at in terms of Bitcoin ETF flow, right? Yesterday, the 2nd of December, we have a inflow, okay, of $58.5 million, right? So I think it has so far been positive inflow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the past 5 business days. Okay, so not too bad. And at the same time, Ethereum, we also seeing we're seeing a outflow, right? So Ethereum, yesterday's outflow was 9.9 mil, just under 10 mil. The day before was 79 million outflow too, right? So 2 days consecutive, 2 days of outflows for Ethereum. It kind of gives overall sentiment. I think this is why Bitcoin dominance is still high, right? When people are afraid, they would probably stick back with Bitcoin as opposed to stacking up more Ethereum, I guess. Solana, slightly different. I think yesterday it was positive inflow of 45.7 million. Okay, The day before, it was 13.5 million outflow for Solana ETF. Okay, so we're kind of seeing a general sentiment of the market. I think people are definitely showing more confidence in Bitcoin in terms of, in the event of uncertainty, especially investors in Bitcoin and crypto, they would still fall back on Bitcoin as opposed to other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Solana, and so forth. That definitely gets reflected in the price situation, especially during that bearish situation on the 1st of December, right? Let me quickly look through in terms of Bitcoin monthly return data. So in November, we were at negative 17.67% for Bitcoin return. So we have actually received negative returns for October. That was 3.69%, as well as November, minus 17.67%. So far in December, we only 2 days out. So far, it is currently 2.8% positive, right? Will we have similar situation as 2018, right? Where we have consecutively the whole quarter Q4 negative? We're gonna have to see, right? Because that's the only time in history that Bitcoin has a negative quarter for October, November, and December, right? So far, we are still positive at 2.8%, and it's only the second days for this specific data. So we're gonna have to see. So I think let's not be too bullish for the time being, and really be prepared for more bearish situation. Okay, so overall, if we look at the Bitcoin performance overall for December, only just December, like 2 days worth of data, right? We have inflows from the ETF, approximately 67 million, okay? In comparison to November's, it was major outflow of 3.4 billion, okay? And in comparison to October, it's actually an inflow of 3.4 billion. So essentially what that shows, November, we have actually, essentially wiped out all of the gain from October, right? So hopefully December, we should be seeing more inflows as we go along, right? So I think over the past couple of days, especially the, for the past 48 hours, right? It was pretty frightening. We've seen so much ups and downs in such a short period of time, right? And somehow Bitcoin did a parabolic move of, close to $10,000, or actually more, right? So Sunday, it was still hovering at around 90,000, I believe, and all of a sudden on a Monday, right, as soon as the clock struck 12, right, everything dropped so tremendously. It fell to almost at the low of 80s, right? We might say that it's all due to the Japanese carry trade, the Japanese bond market with the higher interest rate, or essentially it could all due to tax harvesting, right? That's when people are rebalancing their portfolio, because obviously I think December, they will sell off in the US, specifically in the US, they will sell off to harvest the tax loss and so forth, right? And it's just interesting to see the whole situation turn so quickly, all of a sudden on 2nd of December, right? I kind of felt, these are just narratives as opposed to big macro situation that causes the drop, right? So I think one key thing to highlight on what's happened on 2nd of December yesterday, that was the US SEC chair, not Gary Gensler anymore, however, Paul Atkins. What he said was, he made some statement around agencies innovation related kind of project. Cryptocurrencies project will have some exemption, right? Exactly, we do not have clarity on. However, that will be announced quite soon, I think in December sometime, right? So immediately that announcement causes a lot of excitement in the market for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and immediately you can actually see a lot of crypto related projects or currencies, their price performance pump, right? I think specifically it would be very, very exciting for the US type of crypto projects. So yeah, I think it's all positive, right? And of course, I think there's definitely more tailwinds, such as US, American Bank of America, actually. They kind of announce and encourage people to assign at least 4% into Bitcoin and crypto, right? And then CC's statement on his X tweet, he was talking about, he would probably go in for 94%, right? So I think all tailwinds are, kind of causing some sort of market excitement. And of course, with even more tailwinds, such as Vanguard, they are the world's second largest asset management company that holds, I think, 9 to 11 trillion dollars asset under management. So they did a 180 reverse. They used to never recognize Bitcoin, right? And all of a sudden they just did that 180 degree reverse and start offering Bitcoin ETF. And that's a good sign, right? Immediately we did see some price movement for Bitcoin, and just interesting to see, how much that will actually increase the ETF inflows over that period of time, because you have the world's first and second largest asset management companies now offering Bitcoin ETF. And I think over the Christmas period, there'll be friends and families that talk about Bitcoin and crypto, and it just became so much more easily accessible for everyone to have this, right? And then especially now it's gone into TradFi, so we do anticipate more and more money getting pushed through into Bitcoin and crypto through ETF. What happened to this car? Something happened to that car. It just stopped in the middle of the road with a wheel came off. Oh, you guys got to see that. I don't think I managed to take a video because I don't think you guys will be able to see that. But anyway, pedestrian. Right, plenty of pedestrian. Okay, also to highlight strategy company, they've been approved to join the S&P 500 from 1st of Jan 2026. So interesting to find all of this FUD on Michael Saylor's strategy, you know, where they can potentially be delisted from certain index. Morgan Stanley? I think it was Morgan Stanley. Oh, so many pedestrian. Morgan Stanley, you know, shorting them, delisting them from certain indexes, and now, you know, strategy are just gaining better traction, you know, in moving and progressing further. Okay, so definitely good outcome for strategy holder, as well as Bitcoin holders, right? So sometimes I just felt, you know what, you're better off holding actual Bitcoin as opposed to holding a proxy like strategy, because at any point of time there will always be FUD going around on all of these companies, because there will be jealousy of TradFi, not happy with how things are progressing for Bitcoin and so forth, right? And then UK officially recognized Bitcoin and crypto as property under law. So I think that's good, especially setting more of this straight for us. I think will definitely be better. Are you coming out? Oh, okay. Man, it's always difficult to find a place at the gym, parking place at the gym. Ah, great. Plenty of spots. Okay, fab. Okay, and yeah, let me park my car first. I think you guys kind of figure out how terrible I am at parking, right? And of course, I think in the US, money market fund assets has surpassed over $8 trillion. Okay, so that's a record level of sideline capital in low risk, yield bearing kind of cash equivalent, right? So everyone are waiting for the rate cuts, right, to start. Okay, so I think how many more days there will be possibly be some sort of rate cut announcement. Okay, and personally I don't think any of this has been priced in on Bitcoin because of recent kind of movements, downwards movement for Bitcoin. So some of this cash liquidity will definitely be, you know, be poured into Bitcoin. And one interesting news from yesterday was Iran discovered a major gold deposit in eastern Khorasan, apology if I pronounced that wrong, of approximately 61 million tons of gold ore. So this is why we're in Bitcoin, right? There's a fixed quantity for Bitcoin, 21 million. Imagine, you know, with more gold being discovered, more and more over a period of time, will gold still be that store of value, right? So that's definitely something to take into consideration. And last but not least, my point of view of the whole situation, right? I don't want to be too bullish in this video, right? That, you know, it's exciting seeing Bitcoin bounces back from 82,000 back to about 93,000, right? That's a parabolic 10,000 USD move within less than 48 hours, right? Maybe about 40 hours, right? Some of you guys might get really excited about the whole situation, right? But certainly, I just want to caution you guys, this hasn't been magnificent because we are down from 126,000, right? So in that case, let's not be too overly bullish, right? Immediately, right? Because I want you guys, all of us, to practice taking profit, right? So Bitcoin obviously is still down from the 50 days moving average, and it's dropping, no doubt. The 50 days moving average is dropping. I think by the time, if we do have more, rebounds, we may get back to about 102,000. Okay, so personally, I do see, if we get back to 102,000, that's the time a lot of traders like you, myself, and many others might be considering taking some profit off. Okay, maybe not taking all, right? Definitely taking some off as soon as we kind of get back to about the 100,000 zone, right? So even for myself, I'm prepared to take some profit off to ensure that I don't make that same mistake again for not taking profit. And I think I will, with so much tailwind, I might start taking off profit, not from 95-ish thousand, but towards 99 or 100,000, okay? Or maybe 98, I don't know yet, right? So definitely taking some profit off. And I do see that within 95 to 105,000, there will be plenty of people that are seeing that as a good opportunity to take profit. Okay, so that's it I want to talk about today. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like, hit subscribe if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment and let me know who you are, if you're my 12, 13, 14, 15 subscriber. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.